What's up, y'all? It's your boy JTMM, aka Just 10 More Minutes, aka the Freaking 10. Now, as promised, and I dropped Jody a note letting him know that I would get to this request later today after he requested Hammerfall. And I slept in 30 minutes and got up at 3:30 this morning instead of 3. And when you know, that caught up with me to where I didn't have time to record this earlier. So I'm on a break in between meetings. I work right behind me, behind the green screen here. So I do have some time, got everything caught up, so I'm good for that. So I wanted to get this done. Jody's one that's always active in the comments section. You know, great takes, great request. So I definitely wanted to get this out there for him. We'll have to hang out sometime, Jody. I know you're not super far. Anyway, Hammerfall's always been a band that's been a hit with me. You know, the rooftop concert was one of the first ones that I heard from them. And I'll never forget this, actually, is listening to him when he first did his little, you know, kind of that growl, scream, whatever you want to refer to it as, distorted vocal. And I was like, another one? And then dude started harmonizing with it. And then dude started singing. I was like, okay. And he had me hooked. Because a lot of the times when I hear these distorted vocals, whether it's, you know, Ginger or Arch Enemy, I think is the other one that does it. There's a couple others that I've heard, right? Lorna Shore. It's one-dimensional. You know, that's what separates like Toddy, right? And Ginger is she has this incredible voice. Same thing with Arch Enemy. She's got a great scream growl, but she's also got a hell of a voice. Same thing with Will Ramos with Lorna Shore. And so when I heard this the first time, I was like, oh, is this going to be just another one, a one-dimensional? And then dude started singing and I was hooked. They have that classic metal sound. And yeah, I was hooked from then. I think there's been a couple of songs there where the lyrics didn't necessarily connect with me, but the dude's vocals and their sound did. So I'm always willing to give them a shot here. So this one's about 8 years ago. There's nothing left but to switch it up. Let's check it out. All right.
Arose from the ashes, the remains of a time set aside. The warrior of Eden, found by honor, is two worlds collide. On and on and on.
Oh, I like that.
Glory came, he saw, he conquered. He gathered his armies, true elite was the Templars of Steel. They sought out the dragon, made the enemy bleed, made them kneel. On and on and on, a legend unbent, unbowed, unbroken. On and on, a story's born, a legacy reborn. Hammer high
Ooh.
to the sky. Follow the warrior and king. Call out Hector's hymn. Hammer high, amplify. Hail to the warrior. Call out Hector's hymn.
So I don't know what this is about, right? I mean, I see this night, you know, but it's everything that I hope for as far as musically, because they just have this sound. It's just that classic metal sound. And his vocals, my God, I could listen to this dude sing. And it's not like he's overdoing it. It's not like he's doing, anything exceptional in the sense of, trying to hit these high notes every time or trying to do all these crazy runs. He's just purely singing. I would like to know what this is about. So I will say, the site that I clicked on for lyrics is genius.com. And as I just glanced up, it says Hector's Hymn is a song with a lot of references from old song from Hammerfall. And it says, and normally I don't see these things. I clicked on Genius, that's what came up. But it says, we kind of lyrically reused a lot of phases from songs already from back from the debut album up until the Infected album, created a brand new story. Okay, so now I get it, right? So now I can actually, enjoy it for what it is, because I was like, I don't understand what this is about. A rose from the ashes, the remains of a time set aside, the warrior of Eden, found by honor as two worlds collide. On and on and on. With glory he came, he saw, he conquered. I like that. On and on. With glory he came, he saw, he conquered. He gathered his army, true elite squad, the Templars of Steel. They sought out the dragon, made the enemy bleed, made them kneel. See, these are the lyrics that are timeless in the sense because you could apply this to a movie, right? You could change Templars to, any kind of group in a medieval time, and you would be able to apply these lyrics to it. That's what's cool about some of their lyrics. On and on, a legend unbent, unbowed, unbroken. On and on, a story is born, a legacy reborn. Hammer high to the sky, follow the warrior and the king. Call out Hector's hymn. Hammer high, amplify. Hail to the warrior, call out Hector's hymn. Number one, it's a cool video, right? Just from the back shots and all of that. But just musically and lyrically, and then, of course, vocally, yeah. I seriously could just listen to this dude sing all the time. All right, let's keep going.
Along came the thunder, and the hero was set to return. With hearts fueled by fire, our spirits were now set to burn. On and on and on, the fire and the flame will burn forever. Still guarded by Templars, all the secrets of steel will remain. 'Cause we are the keepers, and for us this is real, not a game. On and on and on, we followed his lead, we came, we conquered. On and on and on, together we fight, together we will fall. Hammer high
That's catchy.
to the sky, follow the warrior and king. Call out Hector's hymn, hammer high, amplify. Hail to the warrior. Call out Hector's hymn.
Here's what is awesome. And I'll apologize from the yawning because it is later in the morning. I just had breakfast, and so it's that post eating where you just kind of get that sleepiness, but y'all get the real me. I'm not one of these bullshitters that sits there and makes sure that everything's perfect. I'm unshaven because I work from home and I'm a dad of 3. And y'all are going to get the real me. I'm one of y'all, right? I just happen to like reacting to stuff. Here's what's really cool about this. And I've said this on a couple of videos with bands. It's cool enough that they write these songs, right? But it's the next level when you're sitting around and you're talking about, okay, let's do a music video for this. Okay, what are we going to do? Because for a lot of bands, it could be, okay, put us in a studio and just watch us play and, you know, do it that way, or do it from a live show, right? These guys, and like other bands have, took it to the next level, created this story based off, as they said, based off other lyrics and reused them, but to put together some really cool visuals. Like now, like this song right here makes me want to know where they pulled these from to know what the story was that built this, right? That's the beauty of what they've done. And they did it with this really cool format, really high quality, honestly. Sure, were they behind green screens? Of course they were. But it's that thought process of saying, okay, what if we did this? What if we did that? Okay, shoot us looking like this, or shoot us. It's all of that stuff it's that extra stuff that, again, takes you from being just a musician to an entertainer. Tons of musicians out there. And a lot of them, quite honestly, they put on good shows. People love watching them. But are they true entertainers and performers? No. They're not overly creative, right? That's why they hire creative directors and all this stuff. And then that person says, okay, you do this. A lot of these smaller groups just come up with this stuff, right? We've seen it. We've seen it with people like Sabaton, Nightwish. The Warning does it with their stuff as far as just their performances and how they tell the story. They tell it through visuals. They're also starting to get into the video stuff, right? So, I appreciate that because it does entertain. That's what this is all about. It's not just music, it's entertainment. Jody, this was awesome because now I want to dive back into the older stuff to understand the story. And that's really catchy. That hammer high to the sky, follow the warrior and the king. And they had some really cool lines, right? So that second part of along came the thunder, the hero was set to return. With hearts fueled by fire, our spirits were now set to burn. On and on and on, the fire and flame will burn forever. The on and on and on, the harmonization of that's really freaking catchy. I really like that. Still guarded by Templars, all the secrets of steel will remain, because we are the keepers, and for us, this is real, not a game. Still guarded by Templars, all the secrets of steel will remain, because we are the keepers, and for us, this is real, not a game. On and on, we follow his lead, we came, we conquered. On and on and on, together we fight, together we will fall. And then they repeat the chorus of hammer high to the sky, follow the warrior and the king, call out Hector's hymn, hammer high, amplify, hail to the warrior, call out Hector's hymn. And then they repeat that. So cool. All right, let me switch it up. I don't have a lot to add as to what I was just thinking about everything that I said just previously that I probably could have used in these final thoughts. But it's really cool that a band, that has been around as long as they have, would create a song like this, reusing older lyrics to tell a new story. I mean, and this is, 5 years, I think, between the two, something like that. At least from the video perspective, it was like 8 years ago and then 13 years ago, I think is what it said. Have they done this with any new stuff to retell this one or reuse these lyrics? Because that's actually brilliant when you truly think about it. You've been around for that long, and now you're putting out a new song 5 years later, reusing stuff that you've already done, but to tell a new story, which then regenerates interest back into your older stuff. That's brilliant. That's really, really cool. I enjoyed that. That's one I could listen to over and over and get like pumped when it comes on the radio. Got a very catchy hook with the chorus. And the lyrics are not overly complicated to where they'd be hard to remember, but they've just, so clean. I really, really like this one. And like I said at the beginning, right, some of their lyrics didn't always connect with me, but this one has me wanting to dive into their history to understand truly what they reused. Cool request. All right, that's going to do it for this one. I do have to get ready for a meeting. But yeah, definitely more Hammerfall coming. It's one I've got on the list of, the 180 requests of ones to keep diving into. So just keep the requests coming. I'll throw them in when I get to them. But yeah, really cool. Yeah, that's a good one. I like it. All right. Y'all know who I am, what I'm about. Like, subscribe, and share. I'm JTMM. I'm out.